All right. Red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather, rubber baby buggy bumpers, rubber baby buggy bumpers. I'm all warmed up and ready to play a vintage cube. It's my favorite cube. They've changed it a couple times. They always change it, and that's fine. There's less planeswalkers than there used to be, and I'm not quite sure how to handle it because I liked just playing a bunch of planeswalkers. I think they had a problem with people just deciding to be multicolor super friends too often, but I liked being multicolor super friends. Other favorites of mine, I really like the deck with Reanimation, and I like the burn deck. The red burn deck is probably my secret favorite. Well, I mean, gotta do it. Gotta take Ancestral Recall here. Got that new beautiful art. I kind of miss the old art where the guy's like shrieking in front of a pyramid, but this will do. What are we passing? That means we're passing Channel, which is very powerful. Here he's just another planeswalker, blah blah blah. Yeah, I mean, maybe pass in Flames for Storm, but I'd almost never play the Storm deck. It's not that good, it's not that fun. It can be fun when you really get like a super good turn and you end up like going off tendrils-ing for 10, but more often than not, you end up like empty the warnings for making 6 goblins or something. I don't enjoy the Storm deck as much as a lot of people do. Okay, so we have a couple good options here. Arcane Artisan, it basically creates a token from a creature in your hand, so it's kind of like a sneak attack-ish, kind of cheat big fatties into play card. I like it. There's Mere Battlesphere, which I'm very tempted to take. It's one of the better artifact payoff cards. It's an artifact you can ramp up into using artifacts, and yeah, it's really good. There's also Jiraga, aka the Green Soul Ring. If you're in a ramp deck, Jiraga is your boy. He really helps ramp you up in green. This is great in reanimation strategies. I'm going to take the Artisan, and then we'll keep an eye out on like other sneak attacks. We'll keep an eye out on Reanimator, and we could maybe go one of those ways, and we'll leave green for somebody else. Did pass Watery Grave as well. Okay, so for big baddies, we've got Avenger of Zendikar. That's a good card to Artisan, but not that great. Prime Time, my boy. He searches for 2 lands when he comes in. We did pass a good green card. That doesn't mean we can't go get another green card. It's just like the U.S. immigration system. It's never too late to get a green card. That was a bad joke. Alright, Frantic Search. That is a good card in pretty much any high-powered strategy. So if you've got Arcane Artisan, you want a Frantic Search into new creatures. If we end up in Reanimator, Frantic Search is awesome at getting those big fatties into the graveyard and digging for your spells. Consideration to Revoker and the land, but we are going to take Frantic Search right now. Okay, so we have Trinket Mage, which lets you get like a Mox. We don't have any Mox or anything. Scrubland is a nice land if we were in those colors, which we might end up in. Forge Master is a good artifact that lets you tinker to get something big like Blightsteel. We've already passed the Battle Shaper. I don't think we don't have any artifacts. I'm not sure I want to waste a pick on this right now. I really like Scarab God. It just pings them once each turn, and you can attack with a 5/5. The thing that's nice is it comes back to your hand, and you can create 4/4s from the graveyard. It's just a decent finisher. I like Chupacabra, but I think the mana might be hard right now. We're going with this for now, and it might have been a mistake, but we'll see. Alrighty now. What do we do? Well, Repeal is a nice little blue spell for us. Sheldred is a card we could use with Arcane Artisan. It makes them sacrifice a creature each turn and gives you a creature from your graveyard each turn. The problem is, in the Vintage Cube, that ability isn't the best. A lot of times they have more than one creature, or you have 0 creatures, and you're not getting that full benefit, and a 6/6 Swamp Walk is just not as good as you would think. That said, I'm between that and Blackcleave Cliffs. I'm not really interested in Repeal. I'm going to take Sheldred as a hedge, but I might not even play it. Okay, now we are playing Sheldred, and we're taking Reanimate. We're passing up Tooth and Nail, which means whoever is behind us, whoever got Jiraga is probably going to get Tooth and Nail, and they're going to be very, very happy. So, congrats to you, Green Drafter. You did very well, but with this Reanimate, I think we're on the way to doing well for ourselves as well. Oh, man! We got a black fetch land, which is very nice. A Sphinx of the Steel Wind, which would be a good reanimation target. But Recurring Nightmare, baby! Ooh! If you don't know, this is one of the most busted sources of value in the Vintage Cube. You sacrifice a creature, and it returns Recurring Nightmare to your hand, and you get a creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. You constantly get to keep trading creatures from the battlefield to the graveyard, from the battlefield to the graveyard. And it doesn't sound that gross, but when you start getting cards with enter the battlefield effects, it gets gross fast. Okay, well, damn, I love me some Karn, but I also have 0 artifacts right now. It creates 0/0 artifacts to get 1/1 for each artifact you control, so it's better when you have artifacts. There's also more 4-mana cards that give you extra cards than just this normal Karn, so I'm not going to pick this up. I'm going to take Necromancy and just firmly cement our place in the Resurrection world in Reanimator strategy. Hexmage is a good, it's something, you know. Although I like Kitchen Finks with Necromancy, but we're not going to cast it. We'll take Hexmage. Hexmage is good against Planeswalkers. Buried Alive or Bloodstained Mire. Jeez. I want the Mire. A better drafter than me might take Bloodstained Mire, but I'm taking Buried Alive. Buried Alive. Buried Alive. Avenger could be good. Dark Ritual is probably better. I'm going to take Ritual. The thing that really wins with the Reanimator deck is when you go fast, like Sonic the Hedgehog. I could take Hippie. It's a very decent 2/2 that keeps making the discard cards. I'm going to take this so that we have a red splash here. But I'm not going to take Zergo. Regrowth could be good. Well, what do we have here? We have Time Twister, which is a piece of the Power 9, the 9 most powerful cards. But also it is the worst of the Power 9, and I think a lot of people would say it's not that great. Shallow Grave, which is a one-time Reanimator effect, so it's okay. Sundering Titty, which is a very good 7/10. It destroys a land of each basic land type. And then Ancient Tomb. Oof. I'm torn between Ancient Tomb and Sundering Titan. Ancient Tomb is mostly better, but I really don't want to miss on fatties to reanimate, and in the past, the Vintage Cube has had plenty of reanimator targets. I don't know if they have as many this time. I'm going to take Sundering Titan, and tell me in the comments if I was wrong, if I should have taken something else. Okay, excellent. A blue dual land, which we're not really going to use. Mole Drifter, which is a very good card with Necromancy. Mystical Tootie. Tootie Fruity. Makes you pooty. Beans the Mystical Toot is pretty good. Bone Shredder's pretty good. But Jace's Vryn's Prodigy is the best because it actually discards cards. When you're in the big fatty deck, you need to be able to discard cards. Well. Show and tell. Wouldn't that be nice with all these animator effects? Because we're going to have fatties, we could just show and tell them into play. Show and tell, I think, is a trap. A lot of times you play show and tell and your opponent beats you and it feels terrible. So I'm going to take Flooded Strand. It is an excellent... It's always excellent to get fetch lands, and I really should have more dual lands by now. Hangerback Walker is decent. Ooh, Iona. Iona is great reanimator target because it just can lock your opponent out of the game and win in a way that Sheldred doesn't, in a way that Sundering Titan sometimes does. Ooh, Exhume. That might be my boy. Thirst for Knowledge, also very good because we want a way to discard cards. You may sacrifice another permanent. If you do, draw a card. Destroy target non-land permanent with converted mana cost 3 or less. You get an emblem with I don't care. I think I'm going to take Ophiomancer and hope Exhume Wheels because we are the only artifact... the only reanimator deck. I like Ophiomancer for Necromancy because you can sacrifice the snake token it generates, and also it really helps against like White Weenie and Red Deck wins. Corpse Dance is pretty good. With Sundering Titan, the other two not so much. Godless Shrine will let our Flooded Strand fetch for black or blue. So I am going to take that, and we'll just pretend we never saw Corpse Dance. Ooh. Damn. Why you gotta be so hard to me, baby? Lightning Greaves is good if you're gonna reanimate stuff. It gives it protection, but I'm not even really considering that. I'm considering Putrid Imp, which lets you discard your big fatties to reanimate them. And Elish Norn. I'm going to take Putrid Imp because I would like to Dark Ritual, Putrid Imp, reanimate a fatty. And I really like Elish Norn, but Putrid Imp is going to help us get those turn 1 wins. This card helps us kill things our opponent does. This card helps us do the things that help us win the game. I think the trick to being the Reanimator deck is to just be fast, like Sonic the Hedgehog. Now a choice. Do I live up to what I just told you and be fast, like Sonic, and use Shallow Grave? Or do I take Damnation? A card that lets you reset the board and hopefully win later. Because Shallow Grave is just a one-time thing, and the only card it really works well with, for me, is Sundering Titan, I'm going to take Damnation. Mystical Tutor could be very good. I'm going to take Shredder, though. Yogg's Bargain, huh? We're never going to get there. I'll take Maelstrom Pulse. We're probably not going to play that. Field of Ruin. Destroy target non-basic land opponent controls, or Doom Whisperer, a 6/6 flying trample. I guess. Exhume. Perfect. Exactly what I was hoping. Ooh, and even a Corpse Dance. So then I really don't feel bad about not taking the Shallow Grave, because I got Corpse Dance, which is a very similar card. Alright. Well. If it isn't my good friend, Max Ruby. Ulamog, you can't reanimate, really. Vampiric Tutor is very good. Mystic Confluence might be one of the best cards in the cube. Because at worst it draws 3 cards, which, I know, I get to do for 1 mana because I'm special, but most people don't get to do that. And at, you know, I love just countering a spell and drawing 2 cards. It's amazing. But Mox Ruby helps us do all this other stuff faster, and that's something that you need to value when you're in the high combo deck. I like opposition, but we don't have the token generators to make opposition work for us. Mox Ruby it is, with second place being Vampiric Tutor. Oh, man. Well, I have a 13/13 Flying Trample, protection from instants. Or I have Ashen Rider, which is a 5/5 that exiles a permanent. Or Grave Titan. Ugh. Getting some real good cards here. I kind of like Ashen Rider a little bit more than Emrakul, because sometimes a 13/13 just won't win. And Ashen Rider is really good with like Corpse Dance. You just keep exiling things. Grave Titan I just love. That's great with the Corpse Dance. But that's, or not the, with the Recurring Nightmare, but that's maybe just trying to win more. Maybe not your best option. Collective Brutality is a way to discard cards. I'm gonna take Collective Brutality and see which one of these fatties comes back, and one of them better. That's the plan. That's the plan. Oh, Daddy's home, Gristle Daddy. That's the card I've been waiting to see all game. It's great. You reanimate it, you draw 7 cards, and you're probably gonna win the game. You Corpse Dance it, boom. You attack for 7, you draw 7. Ooh, it feels nice. Gifts Ungiven is great. I would love to see that come back, but Gristle Daddy is the premier reanimator target. And I might even take out Sheldred or Scarab God now. Animate Dead, Underground Sea, Kitetail Freebooter, or the Land. Unfortunately, I want to take Animate Dead so bad. It's a lot better than Necromancy, and it's better than some of these other cards. But Underground Sea makes our deck much, much better. I like Kitetail too, but Underground Sea is the card to take here. Entomb, baby! That is going to be really good. Liliana is what we're passing, but honestly, I want to win games on turn 3. I don't want to get to games where I can play Liliana. Entomb it is. We're going to take out Scarab God now. Okay, one of the best cards in the game, Shrine of Burning Rage, but we are in a black deck. We are not playing it. We could play Living Death, which is pretty good, but I think I'm going to take Fatal Push as a sideboard card and never look back. I could Daze. I just don't think we're going to play many islands. Interesting choices here. Sower of Temptation is very good. Imperial Seal is very good. Brain Freeze, not good. but you could brain freeze ourselves. Sower is very good. Vraska is like a worse version of Sower, because, I mean, you get rid of the creature, but Sower, you get to take the creature. I'm going to take Seal, though. We're trying to win fast, and cards like Seal will let us reliably win on turn 2, turn 3. Una's Prowler, same thing, letting us play a card on turn 2 to discard our own cards. Excellent. Excellent. Alright, I think the Fatty Pack is coming soon. Is that correct? Is anyone keeping track at home? Another Vraska I don't want. Whenever it enters the battlefield or attacks, you may pay 2. If you do, draw a card, lose 1 life. No, this card's not very good. What else would I take, though? I'll take it in case I play like some weenie deck and this ends up being like decent, but... Wow, we have a choice between Ashen Rider and Grave Titan. I'm going to take Ashen Rider. If we do take it on turn 1, well, would I rather have a turn 1 Ashen Rider or a turn 1 Grave Titan? I honestly think Grave Titan might win more games than Ashen Rider. Gifts ungiven? Thank you for giving me the gift of gifts. Kite Sail Freeboot, Demon Lord Pooper Popper. Living Death we'll take. It's actually pretty good in our deck. And we're gonna have to make some cuts here. Who knew? Come on. Make your last pick, man. Alright, into the action. Taking out our land, even though one of them is not really a great land. We'll take Freebooter out for now. We'll take Bone Shredder out for now. And we will take Recurring Nightmare out. That leaves us with Corpse Dance, Necromancy, Reanimator. Why do we do that? We just don't have many ways to keep abusing Recurring Nightmare or even use it the first time. So we will take that out for now. Putting in Godless Shrine so that Flooded Strand works a little bit better. Putting in Bazaar, we're going to add basic lands. We'll add Iona back in. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blue sources. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 black sources. 11 black sources. Yeah, this is all right. I could have drafted lands better. I don't think we want Scarab God, and I don't think we want... Some of these other cards will come in if we need them. There's a chance I should be taking out Sheldred and putting one of the other cards in, but it's a chance I'm willing to take, laddie. So we'll play round 1, kick some butt. We'll see how fast we can play these rounds. I mean, Reanimator decks, they're fun. You can win in like turn 2 and then boom, on to match 2. That can be one problem. If you have a really good Reanimator deck, you play like 4 minutes worth of magic and you're done with a whole tournament. Now, do I think that's going to happen here? No. If you're watching on YouTube, you probably know how long the video is, so this is probably ridiculous to say that we would finish so fast, but never know. Alright, we clearly didn't get an opponent. Come on, someone be brave enough to face me. Who's got the most trophies? Naturalopo. I don't know them. I've seen Mr. Tambourine Man before. Anyone? There's Caleb D with 8. Alright, we'll join. And we'll try to kick some butt. Fun thing with Reanimator is a lot of times you actually want to go second, so you get to get rid of a card off the bat. Ooh. I don't think this is super correct, but we're gonna play the risky play. Oh, well, we're not even gonna get that risky. We're just gonna play Ancestral Recall on their turn. In fact, I may even do it on their upkeep. So if I play it now, I go down to 6 cards, go up to 9 cards. I have to discard 2 cards. I will decline to do so. Actually, I'm gonna do it. Well, I didn't do it. I could have discarded Grave Titan and exhumed it next turn. That might have been better. We're recalling. I'm recalling what my ancestors told me. You mana drained me, no. No one mana drains the most powerful planeswalker on this side of Dominaria. One thing to note with Una's Prowler is they can also discard a card. So if I do exhume, they actually get the ability to respond by discarding a creature. And they would get a creature too. So that makes me a little more... we don't want to yield, because what if they kill Una's Prowler? Next turn I would probably just Necromancy back the Grave Titan to try to win that way. Jace, Architect of Thought. Jace, Architect of Thought. Oh no, it's gonna have -1/-1. I'm gonna discard now so that this stays a 3/1. I'll attack Chase for 2, I guess. I'll Necromancy the Grave Titan. Get a couple Zomboids. And we're looking pretty fat and happy. He doesn't kill the Grave Titan. Yeah, we're gonna be real happy. Wait, what did I do? I cast it as... Oh my gosh! I really screwed up there. I accidentally cast it at the wrong time. That was a big mistake. Oh no. We're still very much in this game. We were in it more a minute ago. Trying to keep their Jace alive? Sure, it'll work. Vendilion Click, I wonder what they're gonna put on the bottom of my library. Probably Buried Alive or Exhume? I don't know. Probably Exhume. Is he going to trade to keep Jace alive? Is he going to discard to keep Click alive? Yes. He discarded a Siege Gang Commander. I'm going to play Arcane Artisan, and that sets up in very interesting gifts for us next turn. We can gifts for a couple fatties, and a couple Reanimator spells, and they either give us the Reanimator spells in hand, or they put the fatties in our yard. Or put the fatties in our hand, and then we Arcane Artisan them out. So we actually have a couple interesting options here. I guess Jace has saved them some life, but it has not given them extra cards yet. And I think that's one thing that our opponent is really making a mistake here. He should have cashed in his Jace for a pile of cards many turns ago, and he would be wise to do that here. It's probably he, Dylan, is their name. Dylan Star 27. Do you think they're still 27? Or was the count made 3 years ago and they're 30? These are the kinds of things I think about while I wait for my opponent to play. Ancestral Vision, how cute. I have Ancestral Recall, much better. What's really frustrating is I probably would have won this game if I would have played correctly earlier. So I can do this on my turn, huh? And then I'll play Iona, naming blue for them. I will attack Jace. Just because I'm happy to trade with the Click. And I'm also happy to keep Jace off of the -2. Which I think is the real threat. I know that this guy's saving life by having Jace out, but life totals don't really matter in a matchup against Reanimator because I'm just waiting to pound their face with one really big creature. It would be funny if I kept Iona up just to counter Vision, but I'm not going to do that. One really cool thing that people forget about Artisan is you actually draw a card too. No more blue for you. And now I'm feeling really good about this game again. Now that I've gotten Iona. Bam shakalaka. Boom shakalaka, as they would say in NBA Jam. Oh, and we win! Ooh, it feels good. It feels real good. We could put Hex Mage in against Planeswalkers, but honestly, if that's the level of Planeswalker they have, I'm not worried. I will take out Damnation and put in Kitesail Freebooter, because we didn't see that many creatures. Although we saw Siege Gang Commander, I think our opponent's deck really doesn't know what it's doing. And if you want to do well in Vintage Cube, streamline your deck. Make it win in a very specific way, and make all the cards you have get towards it. And if you're a control deck, make it very control-y. Don't be like, it's a control deck, but also maybe I ramp up and play. Yeah, you know, it's just not that good. Look at this. We're gonna entomb and the next turn reanimate. Perfecto. We're gonna keep. We're going to see what heap they play, and then we'll figure out what to entomb. But usually the correct call is Gristlebrand. We're going to just go for it. Because most likely they counter our Reanimator spell. We're going to put Gristlebrand in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, we drew Iona, which does not help anything. We're going to wait to reanimate and hope they do something. And then if they do have a counter, we'll wait till we can reanimate, get it countered, and then necromancy. Alright, I've got nothing, I've got nothing, I've got nothing. I'm a harmless little worm. Well, they've really got nothing. They are the harmless little worm. Okay, well, we are going to reanimate Gristlebrand and see if they have a counter. They had Mana Drain. Darn. Oh no. Okay, this time I'm using Necromancy correctly. Because I'm casting it during my main phase when a sorcery can be cast. And we're not going to yield because I would like to use this to draw 7 cards if they have a way of killing it. I really hope that Mana Drain mana doesn't make a difference. I'd feel very sad if that lets them play like Jace the Mind Sculptor and they just return it to my hand. That would be very sad. I would almost feel better if he had like a 2-mana spell that did that than a 4-mana. Mole Drifter, okay. Yeah, we are fine with this. Bye-bye, Drifty. I can hard cast Grave Titan or Sheldred right now. We're gonna attack. Deal 7. We're gonna draw 7. We are gonna hard cast Sheldred. We'll discard Iona, which we'll bring back next turn, and then Gifts Ungiven, which I no longer need anymore. I don't really need Buried Alive either. I could have kept Gifts, but I'd probably draw one more time if they had a board wipe or something. I just don't see it happening. It would have to be something. It would have to be like Black Lotus, Cyclonic Rift or something. I don't know what other cards they would have. Fairgrounds Warden. Okay, I mean that. You can take away my Sheldred or you can take away my Gristle Daddy. You're going to take away Sheldred. That's fine. Yeah, I can live with that. I will draw 7 more. Why I did it now, I don't know. Whoa, that's a lot. That's a big chunk of... Target creature gets -2/-2. That's rough. That's rough stuff. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I can't play everything I want, but I can play a lot of things I want. I can put Iona on the battlefield, drawing them 2 more cards. Can play the Death Touch creature. I'm going to Collective Brutality first. What is it? Choose 1 or more. Target opponent. I'll discard a life to gain 2 life. Why not? So we are going to take a sorcery and gain 2 life. Discard one of our many swamps. Alright, they have Char, Lightning Helix, Brainstorm, Sphinx. Okay, they just concede. Alright, so we won round 1. Very great. Let's get into round 2. That felt awesome. Our opponent's deck was kind of all over the place, but our deck was solid. I think it would have held up against much better decks. We'll join now. Come on, opponent. Come on, my opponent. Interesting, interesting. FIFA. Keep. Alright, we are going to discard Grave Titan, and next turn we will exhume it using Dark Ritual Exhume. Unless they keep up like counter magic mana. I'm feeling pretty good about it. Let's go for it, and if it doesn't work, we'll Imperial Seal for another card. Oh, baby. What would I like to Imperial Seal for? When in doubt, instead of... Well, I'm torn between Ancestral and Jace. I'll take Ancestral. Ancestral could be 3 Jaces. Okay, we are going to Collective Brutality them because there's a good chance that they are... The only way they win this game is with a 4-mana board wipe. So we will use Collective Brutality to make sure that they don't have that. I played the island in case we wanted an Ancestral in response to something. Alright. We only care about that right now. Alright, that probably means they had nothing, or they had a board wipe, and we stopped them. I don't really know if I would want Kite Sail over Damnation, but I think maybe in general I just want Kite Sail over Damnation. Yeah, I will take this hand. This hand is very good. Keep. I hope I draw a fatty. That's what I want. And by fatty, I mean my big Reanimator targets. In case you do not know the common parlance. Black Lotus, huh? You might be in for a tough one here, folks. Okay, well, that's not the worst Jace to see. There's scarier Jaces out there. Alright, you want 2 islands, or you want an angel? I think that's, you gotta just put it in that way. And they took the angel, right? Yeah, so they have an angel. Okay, that's not that great. It's pretty good, but I have the potential to do more powerful things. Don't know that I will. Next turn, if I draw a fatty, I can Necromancy it back. That would be ideal. I mean, okay, let's not undersell it. That was a very good turn 1. Dang. What do you even do in this situation? I think you buried alive. Ha 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 ha. Buried alive. Buried alive. Okay, we're gonna take. Iona. Gristlebrand and Sheldred. It's not worth it to attack because the Jace plus last turn. I think next turn we play Necromancy. If they counter, we recall. That's very frustrating. Oh! Holy crap. That's a lot of land. Alright, we know they have a Flash Angel. I'm not too worried about that. Remand, Day of Judgment, or an Embalming Angel. I think Angel of Sanctions and Remand together. We'll try it that way. See what they take. I'm curious. That might have been incorrect, but Remand and Angel of Sanctions. Okay, and we know that they've got Remand and the one angel up. Discard 2 swamps. Untap, untap, untap. Okay, I'm going to Collective Brutality. They can Remand, and I get to see their hand. Okay, yeah, I Collective Brutality no matter what. Because I can get them to... get rid of the Remand, and then I could reanimate Iona, and that stops them from using the Angel to kill Iona. I think we're in good shape again. Are they just gonna cast the Angel? That'd be interesting. Remand, okay. Alright, it goes back to our hand, not worried. We are going to Remand again, or Collective Brutality again. We will take the counter spell, and we will keep them off of white, which seems really good. And that might be the game. You cannot cast white anymore. I will attack Jace for 2 to kill it. And all of a sudden they have 0 cards. Well, they can play Frost Titan if they draw 2 mana, but I'm doubting they will. I'm feeling real good about this. Come on, baby. All right. Boom! 2 and 2. We made our money back. Let's go to round 3, baby. 3. I love when Vintage Cube works. I even like when things go crazy and your deck works and your opponent's deck works and you lose. That can still be fun. The only time I dislike Vintage Cube is when your deck doesn't come together, and usually if that happens to me, it's my own fault. You know, I drafted too greedy or didn't switch. But man, when a vintage deck comes together and you win, it's about the best in Magic. If you haven't played Vintage Cube, it takes a while to like learn and get good at because it's just so many cards at first. But boy, it's like the most fun you can have playing Magic. It is the best. I lost, which is actually fine when you're playing Reanimator because a lot of times you want to just discard a card turn one. You know, you go up to 8 cards when you draw a card when you're on the play or on the draw, and then you let that one card go to the graveyard. Man. Ugh. Come on. Let's see. Maybe they said something. I kind of forget chat isn't... Oh, cool. Ooh. Entomb Imperial Seal. And Bizarre Baghdad. We'll keep. We'll keep. Interesting. We could be playing against mono red, which would be hard, but we're willing to try it. I'm leading with Bizarre because I think that'll draw us into something, and then we can seal or entomb for what we really need if we do need something. Okay, the fact that they played that Signet and that land makes me very happy because I think we have a really good shot against just a... If it's a fair Boros deck, I think we're going to win. I will discard Swamp and Imp here. Oh, and one more. I'll discard... Oh, Firemancer. What do I want? What do I want? I'm taking Exhume only because they're red. I don't think we want to take the life off of the other card. I don't know if this is correct, but this is such a nervous situation because it feels like we've got everything going for us, but it's not quite there. The fact that they don't play anything is kind of weird too. We'll discard Jace, Brutality, and Damnation. So if we want, we can discard. We can go for it next turn, or we don't have to. I think we're not going to. We're going to just hold up Entomb and Exhume. And Corpse Dance, for that matter. What did he exile? Goblin Welder. Oh, let's get some sort of weird artifact deck. Inferno Chitty. Okay. I can deal with that. That's fine. In fact, I might even get Sheldred now. And that'll kill the Titty. The Inferno Titan, sorry. Exhume with Sheldred. They sacrifice Inferno Titan. If I keep Sheldred, I can use Bazaar to get more creatures. I can draw up to 4 and go down to 1. Okay, so that lets me keep Corpse Dance once. Okay, we won. Excellent. Okay, we're playing big mana white red, I guess. I don't really know. It seems very bad to me. We're gonna try Bone Shredder because I think it's creature based and take out. Oh, what would I take out? No, we're running it back. We're running it back. You know what? I'll take out the Titan, which has been my worst target, and put in Bone Shredder. There, we'll try it. You know what? Maybe Fatal Push instead of Bone Shredder. Yeah, we'll try that. We'll try that. I don't know. It's all fun and games here, folks. It's kind of like, I don't know what that deck was doing. It was the Inferno Titan Goblin Welder deck. That deck shouldn't be able to beat me, but it could. Okay. Well, this is very interesting. We have a turn. Well, we're going to just keep. We're going to keep. We'll try to Artisan out the Gristlebrand. Ooh, they're mulliganing. This could be good for us. Alright, we're going to play Prowler. The only way it's bad for us is if we draw, like, Exhume, and even then it's not that bad for us because of Welder. Alright, we'll play the Prowler Dowler, and we'll yield. Next turn we'll play an Artisan, unless something goes horribly wrong. We're going to attack first. Could have saved Flooded Strand because we have Fatal Push, but I didn't think of that. Monastery Mentor? Okay, that's a real card. It's not gonna get it done against me though. Wee. Could almost hard cast it. not paying the 2 life because this is an ability that you can't counter. So a signet. That's I am so happy with that. I do not care about your signet. That's fine. Swing for 3 all day, baby. Play another signet. I mean, whatever. Alright. Choose us. We're going to exile Gristle Daddy and create a Gristle brand token. And we win! Woo! Yeah. Man, that was a blast. That was a great vintage cube. I hope I showed you very well how to do a Reanimator deck and kick some butt along the way. You get to see some of the cards that were in the cube and maybe familiarize yourselves a little bit with what cards are good and what cards are bad. You saw how there was a ton of good black cards that we passed because we just wanted to streamline into reanimation, discarding, and fatties. And the rest of it was just gravy, and you didn't want too much gravy. You gotta keep a little meatloaf. You can't have too much or a little turkey. You gotta keep the turkey. You don't want too much gravy on the turkey. Yeah, so it was fun. We got the trophy, and I can't wait to come back and play a little more Vintage League probably next week. Alright, hope you enjoyed, and have a good one.